Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today I'm just going to make some very important announcements about what's been going on lately. I know it's a very weird and abrupt kind of start to a video because normally I don't do that, but I'll just try to explain this in a different way on a different video, not in the video itself, but sometime later on in the video. In the video's description on YouTube. But basically, I need to explain these two announcements because it wouldn't update the description for some reason, so I have to do it here. Well, I just have to let you know about two really important announcements real quickly. The first one being about my Pokemon Sun Let's Play, and the second one being about the iPad and tablet gameplay series and what's been going on. Let me go and tell you again, the reason why I'm doing this is because of the fact that the video description would not update and it wouldn't let me explain everything I wanted to explain in there. Basically, the last video I made was 3 days ago, and that video was about a Let's Play that I said I was going to start in the past. In one of my early reviews of the iPad and tablet gameplay series, I explained I was going to start doing a Let's Play of a game that was called Dino Bash, where you had to protect this little egg from being destroyed by cavemen, and if they destroyed it, you lose. However, if they didn't, you win. I am going to let you know something about that game real quickly, guys. I actually ended up using some of my gift card money that I got for Christmas about 4 months ago, 5 months ago now, around that, and I actually ended up getting a new dinosaur. Actually costed gems. It actually costed gems to buy. And so we'll be using that guy in the game. I ain't gonna spoil what it is, but I'll show it to you when we do another part of that game. However, that ain't the very important announcement part of this. What I need to explain two things before I really end off this video. And I'm gonna let you know this video is not gonna be very long, but this is actually very important for me. It's for me to explain. If I don't explain it, it'll be kind of weird to you guys. Like I said, it wouldn't let me explain it in the video description I tried to make, but that's fine. So I'm going to explain it here. The first announcement I got to make to you guys is about Pokemon Sun, the third Project Redemption I tried to do. That project is coming back, guys. I'm going to let you know about that right now. The reason why you haven't seen that project in so long, or at least in about a month, is because of the fact that it's because of Pokemon Battle Revolution. I explained this in one of my iPad and tablet gameplay series. I believe it was part 53 actually. I explained that like PBR was the one thing holding these games together. It was holding the Pokemon games together and keeping them fun and fresh. What ended up happening is because of PBR ending. Like I said before, PBR is one of the things that held a puzzle piece together. Like I say, PBR was the glue that was holding the puzzle together. When PBR ended, the whole thing just collapsed. And that's what happened with Pokemon itself. I was still into Pokemon at the time that happened, but at the same time, I just couldn't get back into games like Pokemon Sun and all that because of the fact that PBR ended. PBR was one of the reasons why I continued playing Pokemon, because we actually had like a little stable game to keep doing. Pokemon Sun was fine, but we needed PBR to hold it together. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, guys, let me explain that a little bit better because I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little bit nervous right now. I explained this in one of my iPad and tablet gameplay series, but Pokemon Battle Revolution was one of them games that kind of was like a puzzle piece with glue. If the puzzle piece was only being held together by glue, PBR was the glue holding it together. What happened was after PBR ended, or after I quit doing PBR, that glue just got ripped out and every little puzzle piece we had just got broken in half. And that's kind of what happened with the entire series. My channel is mainly a Pokemon channel to begin with, and that's what I mainly do on here. But one of the main reasons why you've only been seeing iPad and tablet gameplay videos is because of the fact that because of PBR ending, I couldn't get back in the games like Pokemon Sun, which made me feel bad because I could use Typhlosion for the first time because I got him in there, and it's the only other game I got that I can use for Alligator in. So it really got to me the fact that I wasn't playing Pokemon Sun and Moon. I was desperately thinking about whether I should end it or not, but then on one hand my brain was thinking, don't end it because it'll be the only chance you'll get to use for Alligator again probably, and at the same time it'll be the first time you get to use Typhlosion. Might be the only time too, unless Game Freak decides to put them both in another game sometime, which I don't think will ever happen again, except maybe through like some special methods like they did with Pokemon Sun and Moon. I mean, granted, you could say that they did get some special attention in that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that came out, Rescue Team DX, and they also probably got a little bit of special attention in maybe even like Pokemon Masters. But again, if they did, they're a lot harder to get in the game. I've seen that Totodile was actually in Pokemon Masters, I know that for sure. However, he's a hard Pokemon to get on your side. And even if he was on your side, it ain't like he's really your Pokemon. He's more of somebody else's Pokemon that's joined you. You know? And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a great game, but there's no way I'm going to try doing that post game. So even though I just recent in my last video got for Alligator, there's no way I'm doing that post game. The post game is difficult as frick. I am not doing 40 floors of torture, especially in a place that I'm weak to, being a fire type. I'm not dumb enough to try that. It would end up bad for me. Plus, then they ain't no halfway point either. So, if you fail on any of the 40 floors, you have to get back to the first floor. It's not happening. So yeah, that's one thing that's also kind of messed me up about Pokemon Sun. Like I said, guys, it might be the last chance I'll get to use for Alligator or Typhlosion in a long time. I also decided to do another Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game again. But at the same time, when PBR ended, everything come collapsing down. And it was hard for me to get back into the series. Like I said, again, I was still into Pokemon, but I also couldn't get back into Pokemon Sun because of the fact that PBR really kind of messed up everything. PBR was the one thing that was holding the Pokemon series together and kept everything falling apart. When that ended, like I just said, it fell apart, and it was hard for me to get back into the series. I just yesterday, got back into training my Pokemon again. My Pokemon aren't fully trained to level 30 yet, but they are close. They're all to level 25. I actually tried doing 2 attempts at that training. I did one a few days ago that actually failed miserably, and it made me feel bad. Because, I guess, as you guys know, I've taken really good care of Croconaut and Quilava and all that ever since I've begun the Let's Play. And, I wasn't really getting much love from Croconaut that time, so it really got to me and really messed me up. So I ended up quitting there. However, I didn't get much time to play yesterday, but what happened was I trained up all my Pokemon that weren't level 25 yet up to level 25, and now I gave Croconaut one battle to do. And he gave me an affection boss immediately as soon as he came in. It's kind of funny too because one of the first things I said, "Come on, Croconaut, do your best, baby," or "Do your best, buddy," or something like that. And like, I think he knew I said something like that, and he actually got an affection bonus immediately. The only time we used him during that training session, he actually got me an affection bonus. So it was really neat. And that's basically the announcement I had to make. First off, guys, I will be coming back to my Pokemon Sun Let's Play, but it may be another week or two because of the fact that I gotta sit there and finish doing that training. It may be a few days, it may be a week, it may be 2 weeks, I don't know. I'll promise though, guys, I will be back to that Let's Play. It's just that when PBR ended, everything else kind of fell apart. So yeah, that's kind of what ended up happening. Real quickly, the second announcement I had to make is actually about the iPad and tablet gameplay series itself. And some unfortunate news about that series. Do you guys know how in part 51, 52, 53, and 54, I actually really enjoyed playing the games and I was really having fun with it? Well, The game got messed up. What happened was, guys, I was actually going to go train. I was going to go check on my animals in every single game I had on the iPad and tablet, and then try to get as much done as I possibly could with those. Like in terms of getting eggs out of the hatchery, breeding more dragons, slash fish, slash whatever. I was going to focus on doing that. Unfortunately, when I went into that Dragons Titans Uprising game, the game wouldn't work. Every time you'd open up the game, it'd sit there on the title screen for a minute, and then the app would just immediately close back out. And that kept happening over and over and over again. I kept going into the app, and it would do the exact same thing. It would show a title screen, and then it would close out. I'd do it again, it'd do the same thing again. I'd do it again, it does the same thing again. And it kept that process going. A fun little fact was, when I done Dragon City on the iPad, it actually ended up doing the same thing. But I actually found a way to fix it. Here's the thing. Whenever Dragon City was doing the exact same thing, except it showed the company that made the game, and then would close out sometime right after. It would show the company name, then close out. Show the company name, close out. However, I found out a way to actually fix that. And that's by a process called offloading the app. Which is a thing where, like, your iPad slash iPhone or whatever Apple device you got the game on will actually delete the app off your iPad so it won't take up data anymore. However, it would also keep all the documents and all that stuff that was on the game. So when you reinstalled it, you would have all the stuff you had previously when you uninstalled it. So if you had dragons in that game that you don't want to lose, just offload the app. It will delete the app, but won't get rid of your data. Then you can reinstall it, and you'll be good to go. However, that process didn't work that well with the Dragon Titans Uprising. With Dragon City, it did work. I don't know if it's going to ever do that again, but it stopped doing what it was doing. It stopped closing out immediately whenever I opened it. Dragon City did, that is. It stopped doing that. However, I tried the exact same method with Dragon Titans Uprising. No matter how many times I offloaded the app, it wouldn't work. It kept doing the same thing where it kept opening and closing or I'd open it, then it would close out. I'd open it, it closed out. Dragon City, weirdly enough, actually started working after doing it once. I did it once and it was working fine. However, again, Dragon Titans Uprising was not the same. So what I ended up having to do was delete the game itself. Which kind of stinks because, like I said, I was having a lot of fun with that game. However, though, guys, we still have hope waiting in the wings for us. Because that's why I tried doing a test video in part 50 with that Raise a Dino game in dinodan.com. We still have hope. It may not be the biggest of hopes, but we still have hope to have something else kind of take its place. Along with that, guys, like I said, we also got the Let's Play of Dino Bash. I've got Pokemon Sun I've got to finish. I could do Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee again. I could do Sword Shield again. Well, there's a bunch of opportunities for games we can do. So as long as we can finish... But the problem is, I want to finish Pokemon Sun before I start any other Let's Plays. I don't mind doing an iPad and tablet gameplay series or anything like that, or Let's Play Dino Bash. But before I do any other Pokemon Let's Play, I've got to finish Pokemon Sun first. That way I ain't overwhelmed with too much stuff. So yeah, you won't be seeing any more Pokemon Let's Plays up until Pokemon Sun is finished. Pokemon Sun will be the only one you'll be seeing for now. And that will be coming back in a few weeks. About 2 weeks or so. So yeah, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and we'll be back to that game. It really kind of depends though, because like I said, it also depends on how much training I'm willing to put in, since I'm very close to level 30. So yeah, we'll have to see what ends up happening though. So yeah, guys, that's what the only announcement I had to make to y'all. A little bit of a summary is that Pokemon Sun will be continuing. Just give us some time to get my Pokemon trained up. Dino Bash will be a Let's Play we'll be starting. I've actually got part 1 already up, and I'm just trying to wait a little bit before I do things I need to do with it. The iPad and tablet gameplay series might end up being a little bit shaky for a little while because of the fact that, like I said, the game kept messing up. And also, you may not see as many iPad and tablet gameplay series unless I do games like Pet and Eba or Fish Aquarium only, because of the fact that, like I said, the game kind of messed itself up. So yeah, or if I actually, you can technically call the Evo Pop game a continuation of that, of the iPad and tablet gameplay series, but it's actually split into its own series. So yeah, technically it's not part of the iPad and tablet gameplay series. So again, Dino Bash will be starting soon. Pokemon Sun will be starting soon after I get a lot more training done. Dino Bash will be a Let's Play we'll be doing in a little while, or I'll have already going. And that's basically all I have to explain, guys. I know some of this video was a little bit weird because I actually sounded a little bit nervous. But I'm just trying to get the announcements out the best I possibly can to you guys. There's been problems with the iPad and tablet gameplay series that has not really worked out in my favor. Pokemon Sun I haven't done in a while because of the fact that Pokemon Bio Revolution kind of messed up. Ever since that series fell apart, everything else has too, along with Pokemon has. Everything that has to be done with Pokemon has been falling apart ever since PBR fell apart. Ever since PBR ended, Pokemon's fell apart by itself. And that's what kind of stinks because PBR was the one thing that's holding everything together. But at the same time, you saw how much bad luck I was having in that game. Like, my luck was awful. So yeah. I think there was another announcement I had to make, but I forgot what it actually was. So, the main two announcements I had to make was about the Dino Bash game. I mean, the Pokemon Sun Let's Play. And what happened with the iPad and tablet gameplay series. I just explained a little bit more than that. So yeah, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you on for the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.